Welcome back to Out of Controllers. Okie dokie. Ratatata.
That's how you say the name,
Yep.
audience. If you've ever been in an argument over this, that's how you say it. You just
exactly like that.
You just say ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta for 10 minutes and then you're done.
Yep, that's it. That's 100% it. Don't you worry. We're the experts here.
I'm pretty certain.
See, I know it's Ratata.
Yeah.
Or Ratata.
We'll look at it in another second.
I have consistently called it a Ratatata.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is just because there is a card game called Rat-a-tat-cat. And I can't quite remember the rules of the game, but there's cats and rats, and it's some kind of you want to get the best points kind of game, but you can't look at your cards, you have to remember what they were. And you can switch out your card. I feel like it's trying to teach kids poker before they can play poker.
Huh.
Kind of thing.
Incredible. You know a lot of card games that I don't know.
Well, it's just, my parents wanted us to entertain ourselves because they didn't want to have to fucking entertain us, which I 100% understand.
Yeah.
But so they got us card games as kids.
Nice.
And a fair amount of them, and a large variety of them because we get bored easily. But that's also what we had in lieu of video games, is the thing.
Yeah. I remember, trying to get so many people to play friggin' board games with me before I had a Game Boy or something like that. Because I was just like, I want to do a game. I want to, play with rules and, vividly imagine this rich world, while I'm, playing Monopoly and getting money or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
And I'm I got a Game Boy, and I was like, oh, there is one right here in this game.
Yeah.
And I get to move around in it.
And I don't need anybody else. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, pretty much. Usually, I was just I was also a whiny, complainy, sore loser child. I've gotten slightly better.
You've gotten slightly better, yes.
Since you've known me, I used to be much worse.
Yeah.
But, it was also then, I couldn't just try and,
What?
love the rules.
Don't sneak up on me!
And there also wasn't anyone who was, beating me if I wasn't doing well. I just wasn't doing well, and the game was,
no.
It's the super nerd. He wants to fight.
God. Anyway.
Sends out Magnemite, because he's a nerd.
Evidently.
Nerds use electricity.
Anyway, you were saying.
But, yeah, and so, for me, it was these games are, sometimes difficult. I definitely didn't understand types or, necessarily what even different moves were.
Yeah.
When I was young, but it was something that I could fail at without much consequence and then go, get better at.
Yeah.
And I could spend a lot of time doing it because the game is not going to get, tired of explaining the rules to me.
Exactly, yeah.
Which I definitely sometimes feel when I have to explain a board game to someone. I'm like, here are the rules. Here they are again. And that's I shouldn't, because that's sometimes just people need rules reiterated. But sometimes it's also oh, I was distracted looking at my phone. What are the rules for this part?
Yeah.
It's okay.
And it's when somebody, it's particular, oh god, I hate that noise.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's particularly annoying when you, they're evidently not wanting to play with you to play a game with you. It's just that you're a convenient way for them to pass the time. And you in this board game, and they're gonna walk off as soon as something better comes along.
Yeah, that is annoying.
And I don't know. It's just
it's a good way to pass time, certainly, but also it's please stick around to the end.
Yeah.
And it's you can ask how long it is at the start, because that's a totally reasonable thing to be oh, actually, I might be doing something in an hour. I don't know if I can stay for this 2-hour game.
Yeah. and just, I don't know. I also just, I'm the kind of person where it depends on my mood and how well I know and like a person, and that determines how patient I'm going to be.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
About explaining the rules, because when I have to play with a bunch of strangers and they're consistently like,
What are the rules again?
Yeah, what's this rule that you've explained to me 5 times now? And I'm like, how about...
Or at least, like, to the table.
Yeah, like, and they just weren't paying attention, and it's like, how about you suck a dick? Go to the cave to get to Cerulean City.
This is probably why we don't actually teach people board games very much, because we're very particular.
Listen,
No, I'm not, like, blaming you for it, or, like, down whatever the hecking, but, like...
Putting me down?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I'm also terrible at that, audience. But it's like, I have noticed that it's very much like we have particular people tastes, and a lot of our impatience and annoyances are, like, set off less when we are like, oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, and like if it's just somebody coming and talking, or if it's somebody I don't know coming wanting to play with me, and ooh, what are you trying to learn? Oh no, I don't care about double team.
But it's evasive.
But if it's just someone I don't know, and they come up to the table and can't retain the fucking rules, then I get super frustrated.
Yeah.
If it's someone I don't know super well, but I know that they struggle with, like, ADHD, and they can't retain the rules, then I'm like, okay, I get why you can't remember this, so I'm going to be a little bit more patient with you.
Yeah. Like, there are things where... And like, people can all... Like, also, I tend to be a lot more patient when people are, like, kind of apologetic. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you've probably explained this a lot, but, like, could you repeat this for me?
Yeah.
And it's like... Okay, yeah, you have an understanding that this is slightly an imposition, and that makes it not at all an imposition for me, where it's like, no, let me explain to you that rule.
Yeah, exactly. But if the whole table... Shit, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, no.
If like, you know, if I have to explain the goddamn rules to every single person at the table because there's so much fucking side chatter that they're not paying attention, then I'm just like, what is the goddamn point even? Yeah. Or every time it gets around to their turn, they're like, yeah, how do I play this game again? I wasn't paying attention. And it's just like, then why are you fucking playing?
Yeah. Like, I think side chatter is pretty good for, like, simple card games.
Yeah, and it's fine, but, you know, I was playing Betrayal, Betrayal on the House on the Hill, for those of you who don't know the full title, with a group of people at one point. And there was, like, it was just a bunch of people. Wow, it's way bigger in here than I thought. There were a lot of people I didn't know super well, and most of them were so busy talking with their friends that weren't playing that when it got around to their turn, it was like, so what do I do first? Right. How do I move? How far can I move again? Okay. Now what do I do again? Every single person, every single time. And if you know anything about Betrayal, you know it's a long-ass game, and you know that nobody has the time, patience, or energy to explain the fucking rules every single goddamn round.
Yeah, that would be pretty frustrating
and
annoying.
So frustrating.
Yeah, and also sometimes, like, I remember vaguely, I think I remember that game, and, like, late game when it was like, you need to strategize with people, and then people would get sidetracked by conversations and be like, alright, what am I doing? And it's like, I don't know, what do you remember of the strategy we were just discussing?
And and at that point it just gets to a point where it's like, you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Why are you even playing? We can control your fucking token for you.
Yeah.
But, the other thing that really gets my goat is, fucking rules police.
Oh boy.
Because, like...
now that we have just expounded on people who don't listen to the rules, we will also now expound on people who use the rules too much.
Yeah, because, you know, I was playing a game, and somebody came in, like, it was within the first round of, I don't remember what the game was, but it was within the first round, so I didn't care terribly much that they had come in late, but they just walked in and they were like, oh, you're playing this game. I want to join in. And I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then they joined in, and I made a ruling on a rule, and they were like, that's not how the rules work. And I was like, cool, that's how we've been doing it. So for the sake of consistency, That's how we're gonna do it, because that's house rules currently. So you can suck it.
I think you might have dropped the you can suck it.
I did drop
it
was
was there in your tone.
It was very much there in my tone. I have a you can suck it tone.
You really do.
Because after a certain point, I don't give a fuck. And I don't care if you know that I don't give a fuck or not.
Yeah, that's a very admirable thing about you. Alright, next time out of controllers. Evidently more Zubats, and we might get a bit more into rules lawyer people.
We might. I don't know. I feel like I've said all that I needed to say about them, just like...
Oh, I need to get my
that's true. You do need to get out your 2 cents. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Yep.
And tell friends about us or something.
Wow, you got that memorized, clearly.
You betcha.
You have that in the script down
Big
pat.
wink.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.